Stay tuned for What's Up Las Vegas with your host, Lynelle Baker.
Right here on LasVegasHotRadio.com.
WLHR, Las Vegas Hot Radio, the heart and soul of Las Vegas music.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Due to atmospheric conditions, Sundiata's voice is somewhat altered during this interview. Please bear with us and enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to What's Up Las Vegas on LasVegasHotRadio.com.
What are you doing with your life?
Wow, that was Sundiata O M. That was paradise. That was awesome. What's up, Sundiata?
Hey, babe. How you doing?
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Totally blessed.
Yes, you are. I'm loving that music.
Just making it happen and keeping it moving and doing good things.
Yeah. Sundiata, you've been doing a lot of good things for a long time, and you've been really like a powerhouse in the city of Detroit and all over the world. You're the Lion King.
Yeah, we found that out.
Yeah, you named after the Prince of Mali. Truly, you are. Tell the listeners a little bit about how you got started in the music industry. I know you play trumpet and percussion. You've been a musician for a long time. You played with a lot of different artists, and you're doing a lot of things. You're the program director over at Shane Park. You've got some new projects coming up. Tell us a little bit about how you got started in the industry.
Actually, it's a family affair. My sister, she's a renowned playwright. Her name was Paula Hankins. She's in Woody King's anthology. There was an article in her Zip magazine back in the day where they were comparing her to Lorraine Hansberry. My mother was a classically trained keyboardist. She was the piano player in Northern High School here in Detroit with Barry Harris and Tommy Flanagan. She was the female with played clarinet and piano, classically trained keyboardist and a visual artist. That's how we did it.
Wow. Okay. And so from there, you went on to play with a variety of bands. Tell us a little bit about some of the people that you played with. I personally know about you playing for Aaliyah. You played with many others before her time.
Yes, my career has been a long variety of different kinds of things because, I'm just a free spirit. And I know that I do things artistically. It's different than maybe the average musician. They might want to get out and get the gig, but I'm also an equity actor. I'm in the Actors Guild. I started in hair here in Detroit with Meatloaf and Sean Murphy, who now tours with Bob Seger. And I had a wealth of experience within that production in itself because not only did I act the parts in the rock musical, I also played in the band for intermission and things like that. So I was getting double checked at a very young age.
You were smart.
Yeah, I was smart. I was doing things because life dictated those things to me. And, I had an overbearing love for Detroit. But I played with Joker Campbell. He was a great musical director. I'm on his album as a young guy playing percussion, and he's the one whose band in Fingertips with Stevie Wonder. What key, do. If you hear the live recordings of Fingertips.
Bean Folds wrote that, right? Harold and Dennis'
Bean
dad.
Folds, that's right. Bean Folds was he was one of the authors of that song. But when I recorded with that band, Choker Campbell's band, just so many things. I did the theater because our family, we were called the Mausi. My name is Sundiata O M, but my last name is Mausi. So I'm on Facebook at Sundiata O M Mausi. We were the Mausi Acting Company. We were doing plays and musicals, and my uncle was one of the directors. My sister was the playwright. Clip Payne, who's been with the Funkadelics for 40 years, he was one of my uncle's students.
What was the circa?
Oh, God. It had to be early 70s.
Okay.
Yeah, early, mid-70s. This was before I moved to Chicago. But I was doing a lot of recording with different acts. The ADC band, I was playing percussion and had my own thing. Sundiata O M's Drum Squad, where it was myself and 10 women, all percussionists. We would do shows with the costuming and the live percussion with the live band and acoustically. So we performed all over the place. When I moved to Chicago, I was working at the Playboy Tower. One day I was up there and having lunch or something at the bar, and there was Frank Zappa. So Frank said, why don't you come on and join us? So I did just a couple of gigs with Frankie, but too many different kind of political issues at that time for a young man to, like myself, to be doing different kinds of stunts, and I really didn't want to do it. I just did a few gigs with him. But I worked with some of the guys up there in Chicago. That was my first phase of Chicago. Tennyson Stevens, I did some work with him out of Chicago. From there, I moved on to L.A., and I did some work in L.A., doing a lot of film work, and I had some Taft-Hartley parts where I actually got paid for speaking roles.
Where that we would know?
There's a couple, but I'm going to bypass that before people start researching. Move on to Doug Carnes. I recorded Doug Carnes' album out there where I'm playing and I'm singing. My plan has been the essence. I always felt that Broadway or theater, which is my first love, will bring me to my second love, which is music. And it was always Detroit. Even before I left for Chicago, I played with Teddy Harris and the Detroit Voices. I'm on that song, Yes, Lord, not only as a percussionist, but I'm also singing with his choir. And I was like one of the youngest guys. But Dr. Teddy Harris, he gave me the understanding of certain things in the music business and life that helped me quite a bit. As a matter of fact, there's a guy, Rashawn, he's in Kendrick Lamar camp. They sampled that song, Yes, Lord. His name is Lamar, Rashid Lamar, something like that. But he's with Kendrick Lamar. But he's in my camp. Okay. Yeah, he's with Kendrick. And last year they sampled this song that I'm playing on with Teddy Harris.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy how music goes around and comes back around.
Sampling a lot. Now, if you're into older music, you notice it. They sample quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. The young hip-hop artist in particular. But he's a young hip-hop artist out of Los Angeles, out of that Kendrick Lamar camp. But musically, spiritually, I just traveled because I have this love for music. I have this love for the arts. I have this love for people. I have this love for life. You know, each moment is extremely precious. Each moment, you know, it should be there. You know, I'm a happy person. Even when I was sleeping in the back of a car with one phone, you know, I was still happy because I knew I was more excited about what's to come. Like there's a lot happening to people nowadays, and the political situation, and it's hard to understand how crazy this is. But the only thing you can really understand is oneself. If you understand yourself and your capabilities and your abilities, be excited about what's to come if you don't already have. And if you already have, count those as blessings because you might lose them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you might lose them. And this political situation, oh
boy.
You know, I'm going to say one thing, politics, and we're going to get back to love, life, and music. What I would like to say on the political situation, and this is going to be weird, but I wished the President of the United States would love his country like the President of Russia. That president, that's a profound statement. You know, Putin loves everything. He wants the best for Russia. He's capturing countries. He's doing this. He's doing that for the Russian people, all 60 million of them. When we got a president, Trump, he's questionable about 250 million of us. He wants to be like a guy who's got less people. But that guy loves his country more than anything.
Very true. Very true. That's something to think about. I don't think anybody's ever really looked at it from that perspective.
Well, yeah, it's just like, why don't this guy love his country? And Americans, we're only a couple hundred years old. Russia's been there for like 5 million years with the czars and the plars. But
it's kind of hard to love your country when all you love is yourself.
Well, that's where he's missing. Because if you're making things great again, first of all, start with yourself.
But
because America's
great again for himself, right?
Yeah, for himself. And once you got 55
because it's all about making deals for himself once he's out of office.
And once everybody that's super rich, if you got a lot of that kind of money, when you can feed, clothe, and house everybody on the planet, then money's not the issue. It's not a monetary thing. It's a spiritual thing. And I'm going to leave it alone because guess what? It's all going to work out.
I believe that. I believe that it will work out.
It's all going to work out, you know.
But hopefully we can get past this government shutdown soon so, you know, people can put food on their tables and pay their bills and that
That's
type of
what
thing.
I'm talking about.
Strategically done, like right after the holidays when people have, you know, spent money that they would normally spend, and then boom, the government shut down, you know. So a lot of people are going to suffer if it doesn't open back up soon.
It's because she's not thinking, and I don't think he wants to think. He's talking about the Mexicans coming in and MS-13s. Well, next thing you know, he's going to be against the Crips and the Bloods. Again.
Well, yeah, and you know, the thing, you know, no other wall in history has been successful. So if we look at other walls, like, say, the Berlin Wall, you know, it wasn't successful, so why would we build a wall?
Right.
It's not going to keep anybody. It's not going to keep anybody out, and it's definitely not going to keep anybody in. You know what I'm saying? Where there's a will, there's a way. When someone wants to come in or out, they're going to find a way.
They go over under
more lives lost.
Yeah,
well, we'll have more fatalities and things of that nature. You know, it'll be more difficult, but people will do what they're going to do.
Yeah, they're going to do it. So, you know, what's the stress? Dude, stop stressing everybody.
Well, Sundiata, we don't want to talk about him. Let's get back to you. Because you are somebody who does love your country. You love your city, and you love your music. And I want you to tell me about this new music you're working on.
You know, it's interesting about this new music. And let's talk about Detroit.
Okay.
Because it's a product of Detroit. And, yeah, we're not going to talk about that stuff no more. Because it's all going to pass and we're all going to be all right.
Well, we'll save that for another show.
We'll save that for another show. But I want to talk about Detroit. I want to talk about the spiritual ramifications. Why did I live in L.A.? Why did I live in Chicago? Why do I live in Atlanta? Why did I just kind of uprooted New York and came here? It's because there's a beacon of hope. There's a spirituality that does not exist elsewhere in the world. I'm a world traveler. You know, there's a consciousness.
Indeed you are.
Yeah, and there's a consciousness that's here that's like no other place. You know, I have to submit to the fact that Yeah, I guess most of my gigs were from out of town. But then when I found out the essence of the creativity that stimulates and the love that's emanating from Detroit, it's a great base of operation. For those guys who are listening into the show, if you get IT work or creative energies or white, black, or indifference, just look at the Motor City, because they're building like stupid here. And there's all kinds of money. Ford just brought this whole, there's all kinds of future opportunities without the high cost of living, without the masses of people. You could come here and because Detroit is only like 45 minutes from Chicago by air, 3 hours from Vegas, 3 hours from LA, 1 hour from Atlanta, 3 hours from Miami, and only 1 hour to New York.
Well, I think the reason people leave Detroit is more so the weather than anything else, because Detroit truly is a great city. We have a large population of Detroiters here in Las Vegas. And
I know.
It's not that they don't love Detroit. It's more about the warmer climate. You guys just got hit with a snowstorm,
baby,
I don't think they want to be in Detroit this year.
Yeah.
But this summer, now they'll be there this summer, especially when it's time for Shane Park.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Shane in a minute, but you kind of got it. I was going to add that. If you can deal with the Four Seasons, then, think about it. I'm not saying move, and it might work for now those that are here. It's healthier for them to leave, to get that global experience, and then come back. For those who are traveling the country and looking for a place to be cool, this is a good spot. Just dress warm. That's all. It's called winter. And if you can if you like snow and get along with the Four Seasons, this is not a bad place. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's a great place to wear your fur coat.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, they were so dapper at the auto show last night, the auto show premiere, with the gowns and the furs, and I was loving it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was loving it. It's a good place spiritually.
And that's moving to June.
Yeah, it's moving to the summertime, which is 2020, because we're going to do some things there. Yeah, at Shane Park, we're going to do some auto show related stuff.
You're the musical director over at Shane Park.
I'm the production arts coordinator.
Oh, production arts coordinator.
Yeah. Now
for about 15 years now, right?
Yeah, we just completed our 15th season, in and out and around. And that's what I've been doing a lot of my adult contemporary life is I've been blessed with the ability to play. I know my music, but I've also been doing production. I'm a bona fide sound engineer. I'm a bona fide lighting director. I understand and work with a lot of different set design and things of that nature. That's one of the things Aaliyah and I were working on. People didn't know that she called me over, sent a car, and we were busy working on the set for her tour that was going to jump off in February. We were going to start rehearsing in October. For the tour, we were going after Janet Jackson. But her set design alone, I hadn't seen it. It didn't show up again until maybe a few years ago. Somebody came up with a concept close. She was way ahead of her time. You mentioned Aaliyah, but she was so special to me. I did all her live shows and David Letterman and things of that nature as her production stage manager. He had Nissan and Rapture were in the band, and David. Those guys and Craig, they were all monstrous musicians. These guys are just super cats. And they were emanating a lot of what I'm going to talk about shortly, the guys from here.
Well, Sundiata, let me interrupt you for a second, because I would not be a good interviewer if I just let you skim past Aaliyah like that in light of what's going on right now in the news with Aaliyah, R. Kelly. Even though she's no longer with us, the R. Kelly allegations, her name has been brought up. What do you have to say about that situation, about the marriage and their courtship? Because you were around during that time. Yeah,
well, that was just before I was in the last segment of her directly. But indirectly, I was around them around her at that time when she started. I wonder if people know what the word love means. She was young, and he was young. Maybe 25, 26, but still young. An artist and still an extremely talented individual, a very artistic individual who was writing and producing great music. She was old enough with her parents' permission. Politically, I would like to see them prosecute just one white rock star. Because 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, that was the thing. All of the white bands, all of the white musicians had 12, well, I would say 12, 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old young girls. You know, R. Kelly was like no different in the consciousness of the time. You know, for women to be progressive and for them to stand up and talk about when I was with her. And yes, now.
But because it happened before, does that make it right?
Predator is a predator, okay? A predator is a predator.
Yeah, white, black, Chinese.
Exactly.
You're saying they're only focusing on the black predators or black musicians for...
Bill Cosby's in jail, you know.
Yeah.
You know, they're focusing, they're destroying, you know. To me, the only person left is Phoebe. Because Prince is gone, Michael's gone, you know. Mm-hmm. Bill Cosby's gone, R. Kelly will be gone. They find somebody else. So if he was a predator, then he should deal with the consequences. I'll put it like that. But too much of that was intertwined in the being and what to do. I toured with the Floaters. Larry Cunningham, may God rest his soul, he was buried yesterday. People don't know that. Float On was the #1 selling R&B song until Thriller. They sold 6 million copies of Float On.
Oh, yeah.
When we were touring back then, in the 70s, I think the Float On was it.
Yeah. Everybody
had them young, cute things. Everybody, you know, with other bands that I've worked with, it's always been the thing. What I do like about this new...
so you're saying it was kind of a culture. Older man, younger girl. Now, all of a sudden, it's an issue.
Yeah, now all of a sudden, now from this point on, dudes know what to do. And please, young lady, don't show up at 12:30 at night with no clothes on. What do you think is going to happen? Even though you can wear what you want to wear. In other words, don't put yourself in the situation. Young artists, don't put yourselves in that type of situation from this point on. If you're a predator and you're a pedophile and you are looking for young kids, then you should have your ass locked up in jail. It's just that simple. If you are a pedophile, you should be locked up in jail. Now, is R. Kelly a pedophile?
Until a judge and jury decide the credibility of the people in the documentary, we really don't know. But he has been on trial for this before. People didn't show up until there's a conviction. It's really, a matter of, opinion.
It is a matter of opinion. Ain't nobody said nothing about Harvey Weinstein. His case was thrown out last week. You ain't heard a word. He's not being charged with anything, which is used as a case. Let justice be justice. If you are a pedophile, get help or not go to jail. Absolutely. That is just that simple. You cannot be preying on kids, young black girls and young black boys. Don't forget, there's a lot of young black boys under 15 and 14, 15 and 16, who are 13, 14, and 15, who have been sexually abused. Our sons and daughters, let us as a community put a check on all pedophiles. This is a lot of sensationalism, and I give Dream Hampton some credit, who wrote and produced it. She's a great artist in herself. she brought an issue out that us as the black community should be addressing, not just about R. Kelly, period.
And on that note, Sundiata, tell me about the new music overseas, the new music that you're working on.
A friend of mine, who's my best friend, his name is Lynelle Baker. Those in the music business would know who he is. He got a gig covering for this band. A very extremely popular DJ was doing his 20th birthday party. And the band came, but a couple of people couldn't get through customs, so Kern played with the band. And when I went to the gig, when they were playing, people rushed the dance floor when they played. And what it was, they were just playing a groove. They were just playing good, just a groove.
Wow.
And come to find out that music is popular. It started in the UK, and now it's spread over Europe, Belgium, and Germany, and Spain, and places like that. And it's getting bigger and bigger. And the music, ready for the name of the music?
I am ready for the name of the music.
They call it black music.
Black music?
Yes.
So that black music has its own genre.
Black music ain't that something? It has.
I thought R&B was black music.
It is black music. The only music that hadn't got co-opted to the European standard is go-go. They took jazz, they took blues, they took classical music, was originally all African instruments. They took everything but go-go out of these things. Strange, you know.
I love the go-go, but this music that you're working on, to me, it sounds like a mixture of house / lounge music / dance music, but you guys call it a groove, but it's called black music.
And what it is that we did a Detroit version of black music.
Huh.
See, our stuff is a little funkier. Yeah, that's the name of the track, Prosperity. In the band with Colonel Brantley, who's touring with J.J. Lynn.
Well, why don't we listen to Prosperity first?
Okay, yeah, give it a listen, then I'll break it down. Yeah.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, want to introduce the song, Sundiata?
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like for you guys to take a listen to Prosperity by Kingdom.
Right here on LasVegasHotRadio.com.
Since November 2016, the Black Gold Movement has been working to create a new reality for Black people. One that we can own, control, and pass to our children. A Black nation within this nation. We need your help to create this by becoming a supporting member of the Black Gold Nation for just a monthly fee of $4. Invest by going to www.blackgold-wakandarising.com and clicking support now.
This is how grown folk music is supposed to sound. Real good. Las Vegas Hot Radio, the heart and soul of Las Vegas music.
All right. Wow. That's amazing. I'm still dancing in my seat.
Yeah, it's got a groove to it.
It does. It sounds amazing. Yeah, that's a catchy tune.
Yeah, and it's just one word.
That's a good word for the new year, prosperity.
Yes, it is for all of us. We all on the planet, we can have our own forms of prosperity. You know, to be happy. We did with the whole concept of the band, Kingdom.
Yeah.
It's like, no big deal. We ain't trying to get a deal. We're not trying to get a gig. We're not looking for that. We're not looking for that. We just going to put out some good music. Just go in the studio and cut and finish it and put it out.
And you're working with some dynamic people. Tell us a little bit about the band members that you're working with. You have a dynamic group of gentlemen working on the project.
Yes, myself on percussion, Kern Lynelle Brantley, On bass, he was musical director for Mary J. Blige, Destiny's Child, Queen Bee, Teddy Riley. He's on bass. We got Rain Man. He's a master instructor of the drums. He's now touring with Charlie Wilson. We got Derek Benford. As a matter of fact, Derek Benford is an outstanding keyboard. And if you guys are listening and know anything about the music business, you would know Vassell Benford. Vassell Benford is huge. He's got over 300 Google gobs of gold records, and he lives right there in Las Vegas.
Awesome.
Yeah, he lives right there. It's his baby brother, and he's a beast. So the four of us pooled our resources, pooled our energy, pooled our music.
Queen B, as in Beyonce?
Yeah, Kern was musical director for Beyonce.
Wow, okay. I just want to clarify for my listeners.
Oh, yeah, he was musical director just before she got the all-girls band. Yeah. But he went on. He went on with Lady Gaga. Right after he left her, he went to Lady Gaga. Right after he left Lady Gaga, he's with J.J. Lynn. And if you look it up, it's J.J.L.I.N.N. He's the number one male vocalist of Europe. They sold out 4 stadiums in 3 minutes. That's how huge he is. And that's some global information for you guys out there. And his music is absolutely ridiculous. He works with David Foster quite a bit. As a matter of fact, David Foster plays in the band on occasion. It's such a good unit. And it's such a great production. I saw footage of their last tour. They had JJ was on standing in the boat singing, and a mermaid came out the water, went 30 feet in the air and into the water, talking about the latest production on the planet Earth.
Now, that's amazing. That's amazing. I would like to see.
Yeah, his name is J.J. Lynn. I think they're going to do the United States in 2020.
Let's have a video as well.
Oh, yeah, the video will be out first week of February. You can look. You'll be able to look it up. You can actually go get the tune. You can get the tune on all the major outlets. You can buy it in some stream. You can. It's just go to Prosperity-Kingdom and listen to the song and buy the song. Listen to the song and buy the song.
Buy the song.
It's different. It's something you guys have never heard out there, and it's emanating from Detroit. And it's going to start a whole new thing, just like the Motown sound, just like techno. I'm mentioning Rock Around the Clock. All these songs came from Detroit. Bob Seger, Eminem. You know, that energy and that spirit is still here in the city.
Is this going to be an album, or is it just singles?
It's going to be EP-based single release. That's the nature of the business. You got 1-minute videos and things of that nature. There's whole albums. The whole album is 15 1-minute video. That's that new girl, Miss Wack, I call her. That's her name. I think it's Tanisha Mack. Tanisha Wack, but I love her. She had 15 songs, 1 minute apiece on her album. She's online too, and she's doing well. I'm just hope everybody does well with their music, with their pieces. If you're creative, here's one thing. If you are creative in one discipline, you're creative in another.
Absolutely.
You might be a good writer, singer, actress, and drop the bombest novel in the world.
Those usually go hand in hand. You either get one or the other. You know, you're good in the arts, or you're either mathematically inclined, one or the other.
Oh, all of them is mixed together, and you might be good at just sitting still doing nothing.
that wouldn't be productive. That's not going to bring prosperity.
No, prosperity ain't going to fall in your lap now. You got to get your grind on.
You have to go out and get it.
You have to go out and get it. You know, so I hope everybody listens to the song and what's coming out of Detroit, what's coming from Kingdom. Kingdom is a special unit. Kingdom is a variety of musicians that contribute to our live performance as well. You know, if you're in Detroit...
you mentioned El Renee and a lot of other great...
Yeah, well, actually, that's El Renee singing on, that's her vocals, on Kingdom. I wanted to mention that. Yeah, that's El Renee. She tours with Kim, who's another bona fide artist out of Detroit. We had him last summer at Shane. Let me talk about Shane Park. Hope you guys are ready for what's coming in this year because 2019. Lately we had the Roots last summer. We had Earth, Wind, and Fire last.
Yes.
We had Common last summer. We had Kim last summer. We had Farrakhan in October. Just so many different things are transpiring at the park. We're going to be streamed this summer, and it's going to be a special situation when it comes to Shane Park. It's going to be a situation where you will be able to download the whole show instantaneously. But I want you to come to Detroit, so I'm going to talk to you that much about that.
Is it still Shane Park? Didn't you guys change the name to Aretha Franklin Park?
You are on it. I'm sorry I didn't even mention that because of me and Shane, but no, it has officially, by decree of the city of Detroit, it's been changed to Aretha Franklin Amphitheater in the Queen's honor and with her blessings. It's
absolutely
officially
amazing.
So it's going to be called the Aretha. Be sure that up for, I think it's a www.arethafranklin.com theater, something like that. See, I haven't got that deep into it, but it is truly, thank you for that question, it's truly the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater.
Wow. What an honor, because so many amazing shows go on in there. And for those of you listening who don't know, if you're not a Detroiter, that lives in Las Vegas and you're listening from other places and you haven't had an opportunity to visit Shane Park, it is a beautiful amphitheater right there on the Detroit River. So people can take their boats to the show, or you can sit inside and, have a seat. There's even people who sit out on the lawn. Bring their own lunch. It has a full-service bar. There's food, and they have the most wonderful entertainment, and the ticket prices are very affordable. So it's usually a packed house. They have a show every week. Absolutely amazing. Detroiters and visitors to Detroit really look forward to that in the summer.
Oh, people do set up tour packages to come in that include Shane Park. See, we're larger than the Fox. We have a 6,000 person capacity. Fox has 5,000.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes, we are larger than the Fox Theater, and as Shane Park is listed as one of the top 10 concert venues in the world. Why don't you come here, love? Because you have a good time, And we have veggie diet. We have, veggie menu.
Well, I'm a Detroiter. I'm born and raised in Detroit.
Very few concert venues you go through where they got an entire vegetarian lineup of food and stuff, things of that nature.
Yeah.
Really accommodate wholesome living and positive energy and great music. It's a beautiful thing, Shane. But that's me. When people say, "What are you doing?" I say, "I'm an artist at large." I just did some film work, and we just finished Kingdom, and I got re-releases, and I'm doing Shane Park, and I'm tutoring young folks who how to understand the business and production. Young artists know the difference between an EQ and a barbecue.
Well, Sundiata, if anyone's interested in partaking in that, how would they get involved?
Well, what I'm going to do is give you Kingdom's email. We'll communicate through Kingdom initially, but it's kingdomtheband18@gmail.com. And that's kingdomtheband18, the number 18, @gmail.com.
Totally awesome.
Yeah, that's one way to get hold of it.
That's nice of you to give back and help develop aspiring artists. I think that's very important for people who have made it, so to speak.
Yeah, I made it because I'm still here, because God is good.
Amen.
God is good, and that's my success right there.
You have been an amazing interview. We really appreciate the time that you spent with us here today on Las Vegas Hot Radio on What's Up Las Vegas.
What's up, Las Vegas?
And you got to listen to the show. I know you heard Billy's interview last week, but you got to listen to the show. We can't wait till you guys come out to Las Vegas and bring some of that prosperity and introduce that new music.
We're planning on something. I do want to say, hey, Spanky Hayes is out there, and Cap Ivory's out in Las Vegas, and Michelle Benford, all in my family,
Yeah.
So Yeah,
Well,
I
come
love
out
it, but
visit.
you don't
Come
want to know
out visit
something.
your family.
It's got to be in the spring or something because it's too hot. I used to sit down. I used to come every year with Gladys Knight for 2 or 3 weeks and just sit at that MGM Grand. It's just too hot.
It is very hot in the summertime.
Yes,
But
it
the
is.
wintertime is not so hot. A few days it's been colder in Vegas than it was in Detroit.
I saw that. Yeah.
Sundiata, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me on this show. I really appreciate it, and success and prosperity to you.
That was Sundiata O M.
Thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen. Join us next week on What's Up Las Vegas with your host, Lynelle Baker, right here on LasVegasHotRadio.com.
WLHR, Las Vegas Hot Radio, the heart and soul of Las Vegas music.